10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allumage P120 et décollage. La propulsion est nominale. La propulsion est nominale, le pilotage est calme. Acquisition de la télémesure par la station de Saint-Jean du Maroni. La propulsion est nominale, la trajectoire est nominale. La trajectoire est nominale.
Vega C,
le pilotage est calme.
Passengers CO3D and MicroCarb shooting across the equatorial skies here at the Guiana Space Center, blazing a trail into
La trajectoire est nominale.
space. The range operations manager is telling us that everything is going normally. And we have some stunning images here, Louis.
Yes, we're lucky because the sky is quite clear tonight, so we are able to see the show for a bit longer than sometimes we are a bit frustrated when the clouds are on, but tonight is nice.
La trajectoire est nominale, le pilotage est calme.
The trajectory is normal, the piloted
Début de la queue de poussée du P120.
Is calm. We are burning the P120.
Yes, right now we are with a large thrust and the satellites probably feel it, but they are safe inside the fairing right now and we are blazing across the atmosphere.
La trajectoire est nominale.
If we're lucky, we might actually see the... There we go. We see there the
séparation du P120.
And separation of the P120
Allumage
first
Z40.
stage, confirmed there by the range operations manager, who has also confirmed ignition of the next stage.
Yes, Z40, Z40 for Zefiro 40. Zefiro is an Italian name for Zephyr in French. It's a type of wind, so a very poetic name for a booster, which is quite strong and powerful.
Pilotage est calme.
He's telling us that everything's going well, everything's going according to plan. I'm amazed we're still seeing these beautiful images. 3 minutes and over 3 minutes into the launch. Very clear there. We're looking at the engine there of the Z40 second stage, because of course we're very much in the propulsion phase right now, getting us away from the gravity of the Earth.
Exactly.
At the top
Propulsion nominale.
The rocket, we saw it earlier, we call it the fairing. That's where the satellites are presently housed.
Le pilotage est calme.
He's telling us that everything's going well. Fairing, of course, it's an external structure used for lots of different vehicles, for high-performance cars, motorcycles, boats, that sort of thing. It's to increase streamlining. He's telling us the trajectory is normal. Petrol heads and bikers amongst you will know about fairings, and in this case, of course, it's protecting
Début de la queue de poussée du Z40.
It's an important structure to protect the satellites because, as you could feel maybe here in French Guiana, but also on the live broadcast, that the sound of the liftoff is absolutely huge. And, it would damage the satellites if they were not protected by this fairing structure. And also, of course, during the atmospheric flight, we need to avoid any friction from the air. So we will remove the fairing once we have reached a less dense part of the atmosphere and that the satellites are fine.
Séparation du Z40.
Confirmation of separation of the Z40.
Allumage du Z9. La propulsion est nominale.
Confirmation of
Séparation de la
switching
coiffe.
on of the the Z9, and separation of the fairing. All going well. We can see our satellites
Yes, for the first time, and they see the space for the first time. So, yes.
La propulsion est nominale, le pilotage est calme.
Just explain to us what we're looking at here. We've got, so on the left-hand side, obviously you've got the what's left of the rocket. You've got a black structure, which is the adapter. But just talk us through, for anyone who's unfamiliar, what the satellites look like there.
So the
Trajectoire est
payload
nominale.
stack is composed. On the very right, you see the golden shape, which is MicroCarb.
Got a good view
it's
of it
gold
there.
because of the thermal insulation. It protects it from
La
solar
propulsion est
radiation,
nominale, le
basically.
pilotage est calme.
And then underneath, you see this dark blue and black structures, which are the CO3D satellites. There are 4 of them, 4 optical satellites. And the white structure which accommodates them is a Clessidra Plus dispenser. It's a specific dispenser designed by Airbus Defence and Space in Madrid, Spain, under
propulsion est
supervision of
nominale.
Avlo, as a prime contractor. It has been very specifically designed for this mission. It's a beautiful dispenser.
Of course, dispenser, meaning that it actually dispenses the satellites. So it's holding them now, and they're attached to it. But later on in
they will release it
La
very
trajectoire
smoothly
est nominale.
everything's going well. He's telling us. You can see on the top right-hand side there is our trajectory. That's the planned trajectory.
Le pilotage est calme, la propulsion est nominale.
The white cross is our actual position of the rockets, and then, of course, below that you've got our altitude. At the moment, we're 504 kilometers above our planet. We've travelled nearly 18,000 kilometers in terms of distance.
Début de queue de poussée du Z9.
Straight line along the Earth, and we are flying, 7.69 kilometers per second, everybody, per second, not per
quite a ride.
Yes, quite a ride indeed.
Put your seatbelt on. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
La
And
trajectoire
we
est
have
nominale, le pilotage est calme.
a very nice view there of our satellites with the 4 CO3Ds looking rather like petals on a flower. Coming up to the next big moment there. On the left-hand side, you can see it, the separation of the Z9, that will be the Z9. That's how it looks in space. Our computer-generated
Séparation du
images,
Z9.
and we have confirmation there, are showing us what's been planned for the mission.
Acquisition de la télémesure par la station de Bermude.
Oh, we picked up the signal at the Bermuda tracking station now. It's a Caribbean island, very beautiful Caribbean island. I've been there. So Vega C is checking in and saying hello to the
visibilité,
teams
Saint-Jean.
there. And we've got out of range of the tracking station of Saint-Jean. So we're travelling north, as we said earlier.
Yes, exactly. We are traveling full north. So, as you said, we are now over the Caribbean, over the Bermudas Island. We're heading north towards Canada. And then we will go on the other side of the Earth, let's say, and we will have this ballistic phase I was talking earlier about with no propulsion. And once we reach, let's say, above Australia, we will acquire again the launcher telemetry, which is the data it is sending to us, and we will prepare for the separation of CO3D in visibility of New North Station. So you can see the ignition of the Avum on the screen.
And there's the
Fin d'acquisition
position.
de la télémesure par la station de Galio.
So he's just
Premier allumage à
confirmed
zoom.
that we've gone out of range of the Galileo tracking station. That's the tracking station here at the Guiana Space Center. And he has confirmed as well the ignition of the Avon Plus upper stage, which means that we've really now started the next phase of our journey, because the Avon Plus upper stage is a very, very clever piece of kit, isn't it? It's sort of a little bit like an orbital bus driver. It's going to deliver our satellites.
La
to
trajectoire est
different
nominale,
positions.
le pilotage
It will
est
take the
calme.
satellites to the right points.
Let's turn our attention now to the industrial teams who created our satellites. CO3D and MicroCarb are a great example of European expertise in space, and I can tell you there is a lot of it. They're designed and built by 2 of Europe's aerospace giants.
Yes, 2 giants indeed. We have, first of all, Airbus Defence and Space today, which is leading all the industrial teams for CO3D. And
La
Thales and
propulsion
Arianespace
est nominale,
in
le
the UK,
pilotage
which
est
has been
calme.
responsible for AIT, what we call AIT, which is Assembly, Integration and Test of MicroCarb in the UK, for the CNES for sure, but a very important role. And also Airbus Defence and Space providing the most important instruments on the MicroCarb. So both big giants of aerospace industry involved tonight, yes.
Yeah, and so obviously it's a big day for Airbus Defence and Space, and also for CNES, because they are indeed
La
involved.
propulsion est nominale, le pilotage est calme.
Everything's going normally, he's telling us. Gosh, these big space projects, they have thousands of people involved, don't they, often, and pulling together, really, to make it happen.
Yes, it's true that these projects involve many, many people in many diverse type of jobs, of course, engineering, but not only. And we're talking about sometimes 5 or 10 years of work on this project, so it's
La propulsion
huge
est nominale, le pilotage
today they are
est calme.
eager to see their satellites be delivered on the right path and ready to do their missions.
No, indeed. And when you've been working for 10 years on a project, it must be really quite incredible. I mean, as you said, MicroCarb actually was decided in 2015. So
Trajectoire est nominale.
And CO3D commissioned in 2019. But I wonder how they're feeling now, knowing their babies are on their way. It must be a good feeling after all those years.
Yes, for sure, and accomplishments. So many hours of work, of designing, analyzing, testing. So yes, these satellites are very precious babies, let's say,
Yeah.
and we make sure that they are safe in the rocket and they will travel safely and be well delivered on the right spot at the right time and in very good health conditions.
And CO3D has been quite a game changer, hasn't it, in more ways than one, and including the fact that
Acquisition de la télémesure par la station de Gatineau.
CNES, I'll just interrupt just to say that we've picked up the signal there at the Gatineau tracking station in Canada. Yeah, new business plan.
Yes,
with
indeed.
CNES.
Normally, Airbus supplies, let's say, a satellite system. Now, this time, they are supplying the whole service of imaging and data and so on. So,
La trajectoire
Airbus
est
remains
nominale.
the owner of the satellites. So that means that once the contract today is fulfilled, the satellites will be ready and available for other type of missions, imagery missions with other customers.
So we picked up the signal there at Gatineau, and of course the tracking stations send all the data
La
that they're
propulsion est
collecting
nominale, le
from the rocket
pilotage est
here
calme.
to the CVI, or the Quick Look Telemetry team. You can see them in the bottom right-hand side of your screen. They are a super important team of people
crucial
here.
team because they are receiving all the data from the launcher, so propulsion module, trajectory, of course, and they are reporting to the operation.
La trajectoire est nominale.
So that's very important, and we can see tonight the team led by Armel Girard from Arianespace and supported by Justine Tenil. We have women on board tonight. It's important for us to mention that we have many women playing key roles tonight for this mission.
And they're up on a hill just outside the spaceport with
La propulsion est nominale, le pilotage est calme.
Antennas and following, yes, everything, yeah.
Yeah, and as you say, yes, it's a lot of women working, actually, I've noticed, in women engineers and women in all sorts of fields in the space industry, which is great.
Yeah, for sure. We have a lot of women involved at different roles, from very top
trajectoire est
directors,
nominale.
managers to any kind of job, actually. And yes, we need women, spirit and intellect for our jobs, for sure. And we have a lot of jobs applications and diversity of jobs. So if you feel like joining the space industry, feel free to do it, because for sure we have a place for you.
La propulsion est
You
nominale,
heard it
le
here
pilotage
first.
est
Get your job
calme.
applications and your CVs ready. And it is actually, I mean, the space sector is a really interesting sector, isn't it? It's really rattling along, it's changing, it's evolving fast.
Yes, very much. In the late few years, we have been seeing a lot of new players in the industry. And as I said, that means we have a lot of jobs openings and a lot of new jobs also coming up.
La trajectoire est nominale.
It's really interesting to see that there's a great variety of possibilities in terms of work, and not only on engineering, I would say, but also many other type of jobs, contracts, legal,
Le pilotage
institutional
est calme.
relationships.
Looking at the telemetry information coming in there, we're travelling now at just under 8 kilometres per second, which we're heading towards 28 kilometres per hour, which is pretty fast.
Pretty fast.
And our altitude, of course, coming up to now nearly 300 kilometres above our planet. And we're looking here at really interesting computer-generated images which are showing us what's been planned for our mission. We're getting ready now to shut down our engine on the Avon Plus upper stage. And
la propulsion est nominale, le pilotage est calme.
he's telling us that everything's going normally, so that's good news. And Avon Plus has a brain, doesn't it? That's how it knows what to do
Yes,
and when it has to do it.
Kind of a brain. Basically, it's called the onboard computer, the OBC. So it's the brain of the stage that constantly calculates trajectory, the parameters and propulsion and so on, and make sure that we're on the right path and correcting it if needed, and making sure that we are aiming at the right spot to deliver the satellites.
Fin de visibilité, Bermude.
Of the engine.